So you're not prepared, and I'm not prepared. Welcome to Marital. It's Monday night. Neither one of us are prepared.
It's a Monday. I hope.
Well, usually we're super prepared for Mondays. It just
usually. Well, we had a show last night or a podcast last night.
Yeah, but we didn't really do a lot of content last night. We just said hi and did the stream. Anyway, welcome to Marital Hate. I'm Stacey.
I'm Doug.
We're married. Well, we don't usually hate each other. We don't today, at least.
Nah, it's fine.
In any case, we do a podcast. It's interactive. You will see it on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube at the moment. We keep saying we're going to expand and make clips and stuff, but we've just had a lot going on. And I don't know. I have a chronic illness. Doug's trying to find a job.
Doing our thing.
Shit is happening in our life.
Doing our thing is what it is. I could kick everything off with a.
Oh my god! Do you never want to have sex again? Note. I do have four notes.
You have 4 notes?
I'm going to add a fifth one that says, call divorce attorney. Your husband is trying to ruin your sex life forever by telling dad jokes. Do you see that bug right there? That bug is exactly what you're attracting with your dad jokes.
Bug? Where's the bug?
There was one on your page.
Oh. I tried to win a suntan competition.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus on the cross.
But all I got was bronze.
Ah, you're so funny.
It's a good joke right there.
You're so funny.
Actually drove our one viewer away. 0.
We have 0
1 and now
viewers.
0. Oh, no, somebody came back. Oh, maybe I could watch. I want to read that.
What are you just going to watch and see if
I competed
dad jokes repel people? I'm pretty sure dad jokes repel people. I've already told you that.
I competed in a suntan competition.
Oh my god, you're making my vagina shrivel up.
All I got was bronze.
You already told that joke.
I know, but nobody was here. So whoever was there left.
Because the jokes are so terrible. So
now if this person leaves, I can read it a third time.
No. I will hit you and throw that fucking thing in the pool.
You heard it here first. That's a threat, folks. She's made
a threat.
Yeah, it violates.
Ann's here. Hello, Stacey. And
all right,
I'm back.
All right, it's been
we have
too
been
long.
So worried about you. Everyone has missed you. I still think you need to rest, though. So if you need to go to sleep, because this is not as important as your health.
Yes.
Nothing we're ever going to talk about here is as important as your health. I don't know. We usually do talk about health a little bit.
We do a little bit.
Today,
you're not feeling well today.
I feel like I get hit by a truck. I'm just super tired. I'm not super achy, but it was just the new moon. For people with chronic illnesses, particularly Lyme, the new moon can be particularly bad. Most of us have new moon and full moon can fuck you up. Most of us have some level of parasites, and they get worse during those times of the year. Lately, I've been feeling better on the full moon. Did we get a bunny, by the way?
We have a bunny. We have a moped guy. If you heard him drive by, that was fun. Yeah, our bunny's cute. He's very cute. It's about the only rodent that you would really want to hang around. Maybe a squirrel.
All right. Okay.
Maybe, I would say, I don't think, is a skunk a rodent? I don't think it is a rodent. Is it?
And you do want possums because they eat a shitload of ticks.
Yeah, that's a marsupial. But we would love that.
Anne says she misses us. We miss you too, Anne, but we don't want you coming back until you're completely
healthy. Yeah. Stay away until you're.
I'm just glad. I hate to say this. I feel awful that Anne got sick, but I'm glad that she wasn't sick when she was here, because that would have been a fucking disaster of epic proportions. Because we had the kids coming the next week.
That's right. It would have.
And I have no immune system. I feel bad enough for Anne as it is, and like her whole family. But the kids her nieces had it, I guess, and they bounced right back because kids do that. Yeah, but our friend Jeff has been sick. I think he's got the same thing you have. I think it's a version of COVID because I had it last year too.
That's possible.
And or we had it last year when we went to Fort Lauderdale. Maybe it's just Lauderdale. Maybe
it could be. It's like this little weird thing that happens.
Who knows?
In Florida.
Who knows? But come back and have fun because you're welcome anytime. What else? Tracy's here. Oh my God, Tracy and Ann on the same night. I don't know the last time that has happened.
It's been a while.
It's
been
a big
good long
night. Time. And so if you were new here, you're not, because there's 2 people watching and there's 2 people in the chat. But if you're watching this later, you'll find out that everybody that that the regulars, the original haters, as it were, there's about 10 of them. Actually, I wrote a little list of the haters so I can remember them.
Well,
Wes, Nolan, Tracy, Ann, Todd, Charlie, Jeff, Uriel, Risa, Deb, Michelle, Cheryl, Christina, Zach, Derek, Jules, Jillian, Lisa, John, Huddy, Val, my Aunt Cheryl, Darlene, and Lila, and actual haters and random creepers. Those are the originals right there.
It feels like you just wrote down anybody who has ever watched the show. Is that possible?
Not really,
No.
but
Okay. All right. Just check.
Wow, that was aggressive.
No, because there was a lot of people. I didn't know we had that
everybody
many.
who's ever watched the show. That's aggressive, and I didn't even put Jen up the street.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jen up the street. Oh, moped guy's coming. Here he comes.
I gotta tell you,
and there he goes.
He's a rather large man to be on a moped of that size.
Yeah, it looks like it's straining. Yes, the moon. I was actually going to research the moon phase, because when Stacy was on Channel 2, one of the other guys on the show was an astronomy guy. I don't know if he was a professor, but he was head of the Astronomy Club of America or something like that. And
we should read Tracy's comment out loud. She says the new moon needs to be banished forever, and my body is screaming at me. That's parasites, my friend.
Nuke the moon.
Parasites.
So anyway, so Stacy's on the show, the Jim Browdy show, as to talk about Lyme and some Lyme legislation.
It was the Lyme legislation that eventually passed.
And so we're in the room, and the guy goes like, "Yeah, I had a big bullseye on my chest. I had Lyme disease," and so he was interested. This astronomy guy, and she says, "Yeah, with the full moon is terrible," and he's like, "No, that's impossible because it would also have to be bad on the new moon."
Sure enough.
And it was. And she's like, "Yeah, it is." And he's like, "Oh," and then he bought it, but he didn't believe it at first. And so I wanted to actually research, is the moon closer, new and full, or is it further? What, like, it seems like it might be closer.
Not about the location. I don't know about what it has to do with the location of the moon, but what I'll tell you is that certain things reproduce, even human beings, for Christ's sake, reproduce on a lunar cycle to some extent, right? So you've got like grunion and parasites. So everybody has parasites, and Lyme in it is in a way a kind of parasite. So yes, if you have Lyme, you're going to be worse during the full new moon. Here's the other thing, though: most people have like 99.9% of Americans have parasites.
That's gross.
Well, it's reality, and so that's when you flare. So there's a lot of techniques to get rid of parasites. There's some expensive ones. There's some less expensive ones. Bentonite clay is probably the cheapest.
Plunger.
Coffee enemas are a good option. I'm actually trying to figure out whether you can do. So I hate the smell of coffee. My mom threw a pot of coffee at me once and sent me to school. So I hate the smell of coffee, and I don't want to brew it. I really don't want to put it up my butt, but it's supposed to be fantastic for your liver. And as such, I should be doing coffee enemas, and I'm wondering if I can get away with doing a cold brew for my coffee enema, which is very diluted. You're just using a very small amount of coffee, and the most of you made it before. It's mostly water, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, I would think that you would want as concentrated as possible.
No, it's diluted. Tracy says we're the ultimate hosts. So when we did,
I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
So it's very diluted. It's very, very diluted. But look it up. If you look up Gearson Therapy, she's got a lot of really good information. They're big believers in coffee enemas, because what happens with a coffee enema is it stimulates your liver, and your liver cleans your blood every 5 minutes. So what you're supposed to do is put that up there and hold it up there for about 20 minutes. And then
that's not easy.
Poop it out, and it's supposed to help stimulate your liver and detoxify. And I got to do something because I'm so tired. And I want to do stuff, but like I did nothing all weekend, right? Like the only thing
we laid low yesterday, that's for sure.
And Saturday too. I didn't do shit Saturday. All I did was take cannabis oil and just chill the fuck out. And I had to just take some. I'm super tired already. So I don't know. We don't have a ton to talk about. Yeah, people are the ultimate hosts for all the things. Well, part of the problem, and we were watching Barbara O'Neill again today, which I highly recommend. And she leans very vegetarian and very Christian. You may have to take that with a shaker of salt if that's not your jam, right? But she talks about all the backwards logic that's been presented by the medical community over the last several decades in the eye of pharmaceutical companies and making money. But she also talked today, and it was funny because we started watching the video about blood pressure because Doug's blood pressure has been through the roof. And in the blood pressure video, she talks about how it's not any one thing, that it's multiple things that contribute to your health issues. And particularly in terms of clogged arteries, she talks about how you have like you have the LDL cholesterol and the HDL cholesterol, right? And I forget which one's the good one, which one's the bad one. But
I think HDL is good.
I can't remember. Look that up. The bad one is the one that lines the inside of all your veins and protects your body. And so like if you have like gaps because there's been damage done to your veins, that cholesterol protects your body, and that the other cholesterol, what it does is it fixes things and sends them back to the liver. So it's basically heals your body. So cholesterol, there's all these books about the cholesterol myth, and there's about, I don't know, I think 100 different ones.
Yeah.
She described, and she talks about cholesterol, but she talks about how the damage of the chemicals in our home, in our environment, and malnutrition, what it does on a cellular level to our bodies, it's really HDL. It's really something. HDL is the good one per Nurse Becky.
When I read that, I thought it was Good Nurse Becky. Like that was like her title, Good Nurse Becky.
We could call her Good Nurse Becky.
But that would
make
imply
it a thing, Good Nurse Becky.
Yeah, Good Nurse Becky.
As opposed to Bad Nurse Becky.
Well, like, yeah, there is no bad nurse, anybody, right? Nurses take a vow of whatever.
Are you
celibacy.
kidding me? There's a lot of great nurses out there, and
I'm sorry that Becky had to take a vow of celibacy and to join the nursing profession.
She is. I'm sure she is a good nurse. I just think that there's a lot. I think that just like you can't make a generalization about any group of people. Like,
no.
There's good nurses and there's shitty nurses.
There's good and bad in everyone. That's what Paul McCartney said.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Paul McCartney? The bug spray. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this through the conversation tonight. I am falling the fuck asleep.
Let's talk about sleep.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about sleep. I did have, so I forget where it was. Hang on, let me pull it up.
She's pulling it up.
So somewhere in the United States, which I'm about to pull up, I saved it today for the podcast. Let's see if I can find it. Saved. In a state in America, it was actually in Cafe Rio in somewhere in America. We'll get there. So this guy comes up and talks to this woman, and she's like there with her family or whatever. And he thought he was this woman named Shannon, a family friend.
Yeah.
And they got into a conversation. He told him his name, that it was Josh. And he didn't have a ring on.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I want to find this guy. So they live in St. George, wherever St. George is. I don't know what state that's in, but the whole town gets in on it. So they
try to find the guy.
So if you want power washing done and you say your name is Josh, you get 10% off. This person is a top contributor. They said that Josh is taking a week off work to hang out with Bigfoot.
Nice.
This guy found Josh, and it's a song about Josh. Why do people post anonymous? Josh, are you here? Or reward free wings for whoever finds Josh. Find Josh Clue 1. Seek Josh Chase Button where flavors entwine at a Mexican haven would foods align. So they did this whole poem, and they are giving you, if you find Josh, make sure you're wearing a Find Josh t-shirt, and they'll give you some sort of free meal. You can get a free large ice if your name is Josh. It goes on and on. This whole fucking town, St. George, I don't know where St. George is, but every business in town, everybody in town wanted Josh. No wedding ring, gets confused easily, looks like Superman, because she'd said he looks like Superman. It just goes on and on and on. Everybody was in on it. The whole town is just trying to find Josh. Come to find out that
it was Buffalo Bills superstar quarterback Josh Allen who was being nice to somebody.
You wish. Hey, Josh, in case you're needing a fresh haircut, or possibly even a chest wax before you show St. George who you are, Christie's Place is ready to hook you up. How do you become a Josh? Asking for a friend. So there's all these single guys that now they're trying to jump in on it. And everybody's hashtag find Josh. Well, come to find out. Oh, and these people, we're in Japan, but all we care about is where's Josh?
Yeah.
The whole town got into it. And I think that's like a nice, it's not like where's Waldo, it's where's Josh, and not because this nice lady is.
Well, it'd be great if he showed up with a red striped shirt. I don't know, but it sounds fun.
It does sound fun,
Yeah.
but he's a big guy for that jet ski. Or jet ski.
If
Moped.
Josh shows up wearing like the Waldo outfit with the
No,
glasses,
so
and
come
the
to
hat,
find out, they found Josh
Oh, they
finally.
did.
He's married.
but no
But
ring.
there's like 100 posts about this, and I just wanted everybody to look for
That is
Josh.
fantastic.
And all anybody cares about is Josh. They had a whole set of T-shirts made.
Well, they
find
found
Josh.
him.
It was the theme.
So now
So I thought that was an
I
interesting
think you should have
story.
laid low.
You gotta love small
You should've
town
laid low.
America. I think that that's great. I love when people come together in a positive way
yeah.
instead of some shitty
Yep.
thing. Because there's been a lot of that lately. And
yeah.
you know what? As much as this guy zipping around the block,
No, I
is
like Evil Knievel guy.
a little noisy for the podcast, I'm psyched that he's out having fun.
He's doing, and yeah, I would be out there having fun if I owned that same little moped thing. I will say this: I have a Josh related story, which
Sure.
apparently a lot of Buffalo Bills fans were getting
Oh, Josh Allen, Doug's boyfriend.
for
he
Father's
loves
Day,
him.
for Father's Day. They were given one of those Yankee candles, and it just says "smells like Josh," and that people were psyched to get them. So I thought that was a funny gift.
It is a funny gift. However, research the impact of scented candles.
Yeah, but if it was an
Not
essence of
good.
Josh Allen, it's just an essence that would only be good for the world.
No,
Would probably
It would
reverse
actually be really bad for you.
ozone and reverse
it would actually be
carbon
really,
emissions.
really bad for you.
Mm.
But
Not a
it was
Josh
interesting
Allen
because
guy.
in Barbara O'Neill's video today, the one I was watching about your blood pressure, she actually talked specifically about essential oils, and she named two brands, Young Living and doTERRA. doTERRA is the brand I use. I do get doTERRA at cost.
I say
I'm happy-
doTERRA. Is that correct or wrong?
doTERRA,
Is it, how do you spell it? DOT.
TERRA, doTERRA.
doTERRA.
doTERRA?
doTERRA. I don't know.
You say tomato, I say tomato, potato. Let's call the whole
Some
thing
sort
off.
of-
So in any case, she mentioned doTERRA essential oils. I use them. There's actually a BOGO going on right now. You
Nope,
buy one,
there's
get one
BOGO.
free. So if anybody wants some, I'm happy to pass on my discount to you. You just order it and I'll have it delivered to your house and you just pay for it on your card or reimburse me. I'm not sure how that works. Ah!
That's the motorcycle guy's friend.
I'm jumpy, but so I don't know. I thought it was cool, and
It's very cool.
I always want to introduce people to non-toxic products. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Jen about it today because they are washer-broke. Jen up the street, my hot ass neighbor,
That's no good.
and Jen, Tracy says yuck. They're washer-broke. I said if you want to come do laundry, you can, but you got to use our detergent because I can't have
you
that
can't be
scented
having
shit
that
in my
scented
house.
shit.
So she's like, oh, we use free and clear, and I'm like, free and clear, no bueno.
It's not
Kids,
free and it's not
Look
clear.
up your shit on ewg.org and then double look it up. So EWG is a great resource to look up products to see if they're safe. You can even scan them. There's an app, or you can just enter the name on the website. You don't have everything, but you can look up individual ingredients as well. If I'm going to purchase a product and it's rated A, I still go in and check the individual ingredients. We did it once and we're pretty much good to go now because because we've done it. You know, we did it once. We figured out what works for us. It can be hard to find products that work that are non-toxic. Like it took us a while to find a deodorant, and I think that we may be back. I'm not sure where we're at with the deodorant. I'm using magnesium oil right now. We did realize that we switched to Native. Native is one that works and doesn't irritate us. Schmidt's did irritate my armpits, but Native is fine. But I like magnesium oil or lemon slice are the two best things. If you're deficient in magnesium and you use magnesium oil as deodorant, your armpits are going to get itchy. Just be aware of it. And just about everybody's magnesium deficient. And then here's the other thing. Tracy says vinegar makes towels very soft. Yeah, it's great for making your towels soft. It's great for what do we not use vinegar for? Cleaning our windows. I mean, any kind of cleaning vinegar.
Anything.
Any cleaning
Dishwasher.
vinegar. Laundry gets odors out.
Yeah.
And if you want
Use it
to
a
go
lot.
crazy, mix it with baking soda. You got yourself a little science project.
Oh, you get a little volcano.
So yeah, vinegar is magic. We use the doTERRA laundry detergent. And I never really looked up all the ingredients on that. I kind of assumed it was safe because it was doTERRA, but I really should look up the individual ingredients. We use dryer balls with essential oils on them, although last week I fucked up and used peppermint instead of lavender, so all of our clothes smell like peppermint. But it will keep mice away, and it will keep us alert. Oh, yes, cleaning the house with vinegar is great. So we usually do vinegar with some essential oil drops in. We like On Guard. which is clove and orange and so forth. It smells like fall.
I have
Pretty cool.
actually found that scrubbing the stainless steel sink
Mhm.
with is that stainless steel? That's
Yeah.
With baking soda, just
Yeah.
baking soda. I'll scrub it down. It's like comes out amazing. So big
But
fan of that.
I would argue though that like in a perfect world you would get the aluminum free baking soda, which is like the Bob's Red Mill.
Yeah, the Red Mill.
But if you're using it for cleaning, you can use whatever shitty one you have. Just
give a crap.
you don't want to inhale it.
Right. Yeah, don't snort it off of hookers. Never mind.
Off of hookers, anything.
I've been watching too much Californication.
We've been watching Californication. We'll get to that.
I just want to jump in before we get. I was at Publix the other day. I wanted to get water because of Van's giant water jug. I've been drinking a lot of water. So I'm looking at the different waters and trying to figure out like what plastic is better than the other plastic, all this stuff. So I ended up just going by price this time and got the spring water from Publix. So it's $1.06 a gallon, which was by far like it was either cheaper than the 2.5.
There's like 3 things of water in the garage.
Well, yeah, no, I know. I'm saving that. I'm saving that for later. So anyways,
the longer it's there, the more microplastics are leaching into it. But go ahead.
Stacy said, well, do you know where that spring water is from? It doesn't say on the bottle. So you have to go to publix.com/water and find out. So this water, the spring water, it's actually filtered and ozonated.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Which is good. And then and it comes from Sugar Valley Springs in Blue Ridge, Georgia. So that's
but does that
and it's tested for purity annually and it's kosher.
But does that mean that there's fluoride in it or not fluoride in it?
It's spring water. There's nothing added to spring.
But
water.
why? Maybe I just they say it's spring. I mean, a lot of time it's filtered.
Yeah. Well, it says
I don't know. The bigger issue is the plastic bottle that it's in.
Right.
And so that's why like we have the water distiller, and then we add our trace minerals back in. I would argue that that it would be better for you to use water from the distiller. And I've been trying to run the distiller for you during the day. I don't know if you've noticed that. I've been making water.
It makes a carafe at a time, and it takes about 4 hours to do.
So it should be running all the time.
It should be running nonstop. And I don't know what that, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if putting tap water into that, it gets pretty much.
It gets everything out. It gets everything out, but you have to add your minerals back in, which is why we do Celtic sea salt.
Right.
So what you should do is put some in the bottle.
Yeah.
And then some on your tongue, but it should be just like 1 grain. So again, with the big thing that people mistake is that they think hydration comes from water. And the reality is that water is only a small portion of hydration. You also need the trace minerals. And what happens is your body is always trying to achieve homeostasis. So they want to have like the right amount of potassium, the right amount of salt, and the right amount of magnesium and water. And because magnesium is a water hungry molecule, and magnesium aids in the absorption of vitamin D, it's super important. Most of us are deficient in it. And so, of course, you can take a magnesium supplement, but a great and inexpensive way to get magnesium into your diet and to help with your hydration and get trace minerals into your system is to use either Celtic salt or Himalayan salt. Problem with Himalayan salt is a lot of people are marketing pink salt. It's not real Himalayan salt. And you really want to get, you really need to know the quality of it. So we've been buying Celtic sea salt in the blue bag. It's very coarse. It's gray colored. And we just put a little bit on between every glass of water. And, just like like literally a poppy seed amount. I throw a big glop in my mouth because I have POTS. So I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. It helps. The other thing I do is I drink, and I think you need to be doing as well, my lemonade. Tell them about the lemonade, Bob.
Well, her lemonade is made with fresh squeezed organic lemons, cayenne pepper, and organic maple syrup. And she goes through about 1.5 carafes of that a day.
Yep.
Hence the water distiller going. Hence me cracking apples, which is Stacy's code for juicing lemons. Cracking apples.
Was it my code or
we
were talking one day and I said,
you're gonna crack some apples. Are you gonna crack apples? You said.
Yeah, because when he cracks apples, I want to have lemons. I want to have one to rub on my armpits.
Yeah, you need to find a deodorant that isn't lemon.
No, but the lemon is like the best thing for you.
Why? Because acid?
I don't know why, but it just is. And it like if I put lemon on once, like I go like 3-4 days of not needing deodorant.
It's crazy.
And it helps. It's really fantastic for detoxification. Tracy says she can't use peppermint in the house as it's toxic to dogs and cats.
That's right.
So I did give my friend a roller ball with lavender the other day for her kiddos' feet. Hopefully that will help. But I am not super well. I know lavender is safe for kids if it's diluted. In terms of pets and children, I don't know shit in terms of essential oil safety. So you should always, always, always look it up yourself. If you, I highly recommend the Modern Essentials app. I imagine it would probably tell you what is safe.
Don't feed a dog
for
chocolate.
children.
That's all I know.
Or onions. They can't have chocolate, onions.
I
Or
didn't know about
xanthan.
onions.
Xanthan, which is an active ingredient of most gum. Tracy says Bob's Red Mill is phenomenal, and my all-time favorite go-to for so much. Mine too. Trader Joe's doesn't carry it. Costco doesn't carry it.
Job Lot usually has it.
Yeah, but we don't go to Job. We never go anywhere. We don't go to Christmas Tree Shop anymore. There's one in Estero. We haven't even been there yet. Did they carry Bob's Red Mill at Publix?
They carry a couple things.
What we need is the fucking baking soda.
They might have almond flour and like one other thing.
There's like 10 products that I want to write to Costco.
But that's a small Publix. So maybe the bigger one has more, but they do not have
sometimes Trader Joe's has it, but you know who does have it is Ada's in Fort Myers. But Job Lot's a great option. Tracy says no grapes for pets either. I don't feed pets people food. Grape shuts down the kidneys and the liver for pets if not treated quickly. Well, now we know.
What about sausages?
I was always told not to feed your dog people food.
Right. I don't think it's a good idea.
Food. So I always did that is to avoid expensive vet visits. My dog was on like the most expensive food on the planet. So who knows?
Well, the other thing is that they would learn to beg, right?
Well, but that wasn't why the vet told us to do that. So I don't know. But I will say that be a responsible pet owner. You should know about this shit. We don't have any pets right now, so I never fed my dog people food. Solved the problem completely. They're
like they're the middle part of the store for pets.
Tracy says sausages are pet treat crap. I would never feed that to my pet. So I have
a pet right here. That's my little pet. He lives over there on the pool railing. That's his like little spot.
Bugs.
And he gets up and he does his thing. And
that thing is like he's like domesticated.
He's my friend now. Yeah.
He like walks up.
I miss him. I come out and I look for him, and if he's not here, I try to coax him out, but he comes out when he wants.
Like a man in a windowless van.
I don't offer
I'll
him
come
candy.
outside and try to get him to play with me. You weirdo.
I'm a lonely man.
You're not a lonely man. You've got me around 24 hours a day. It's actually really funny because so Doug has a son. He has two sons.
I have two sons. Yeah.
And Tracy says that chicken and beef are safe. Just feed him your dog food and you don't have to worry. Tracy says that the lizard is eating good and that she's laughing her ass off. So Nolan was saying that he's bummed out because his boyfriend doesn't really have that much time because his boyfriend works a ton of hours.
Yeah.
And it's wedding season, so his boyfriend's an event planner. He works even more hours. And so my thing was like, yeah, that's kind of normal. He's like, I only get to talk to him for 3 hours a day, and I'm like,
yeah.
We don't even talk to each other for 3 hours a day. We talk to each other on the podcast, and then like 5 and 10 minutes like here and there. Like we don't really.
No, well, you're like our banter is basically like FMK. The people on this show. That's our conversation.
Oh, it's not FMK. It's MFK, which is Marry, Fuck, Kill. It's when you watch a television show and you pick 3 people from the show and you say Marry, Fuck, Kill, and the person has to pick 1 to marry, 1 to fuck, and 1 to kill.
Wait, Tracy, do you actually have a lizard?
No, I think she's just hitting on you, but you have to read things out loud because not everybody can see this.
I clicked it and I said, "Wait, okay."
You
maybe
did not
I didn't
say
read
come
it.
with my lizard. She said, "Come play with my lizard," which I think
I said Tracy and lizard. That was I thought that would be sufficient, but I guess not.
If you can't see what's on the screen, you can't see what's on the screen. So what Tracy wrote was, "Come play with my lizard," and I think that she's hitting on you. I didn't know that. Tracy had a lizard.
I don't know what kind of body part you would call a lizard.
It's some kind of new lesbian technology that they've grown lizards.
I apologize. I apologize to the lesbian community and their lizards.
I just don't know how Tracy has a lizard. Does she have a pet lizard? What's going on with the lizards, Trace? We need to know. Incidentally, there's all kinds of interesting sex toys named after animals.
Such as a rabbit.
There's the rabbit. There's the dolphin.
I don't know about the dolphin. It's the
like-
same as a rabbit.
It's the same as a rabbit with a dolphin on it. I'm gonna see if there's a lizard sex toy. I'm gonna Google that.
There's the
shit right
King Kong double-headed what?
now. Lizard sex toy. Lizard dildo. Check out the lizard dildo
There's a lizard dildo
selection on Etsy.
Here we go. I don't know if we can show that. I don't see.
Pretty
any.
sure we can't, but no,
I
it just
don't
brings
see
you a whole thing. It doesn't really have any. I don't see any lizards, but there are.
I don't even know what to do with half that stuff.
I don't know what to do with either. And
Now,
handmade lizard dildo on Etsy.
Tracy says she does not have a lizard. She was talking about me playing with my lizard,
Oh
which is hopefully not sexual, and talking about my actual.
no, she means the lizard outside. Not
Yeah.
you.
Okay,
I don't.
all right, just making
generally-
sure. We're confusing on the show tonight. It's a Monday.
Okay,
We're just
wait.
getting-
This is.
okay.
I just pulled up. So my search
Yeah.
lizard sex toy, innocuous enough. Hot cell, super long dildo, anal plug, strong suction cup, lizard silicone dildo sex toy. It's from Alibaba.com.
Oh, that's right from Chinese.
Oh,
Can I
yeah.
say Chinese? That's a Bugs Bunny
That's-
thing. I don't know.
You
China.
can't say that. That's
can't
offensive.
say
that's,
Chinese?
that's worse. I think that might be worse than me
sorry,
asking
well,
lesbians if. they're
I'm
calling
sorry. I
some
don't know.
sort of a
I'm just
lizard.
quoting Bugs Bunny. Half
have
the
a-
stuff that comes out of my mouth is from Bugs Bunny. So
Yeah,
I'm
but-
sorry.
You have a tongue like a lizard.
I do. Helps me get prey.
Show it. Show them your tongue.
No, I'm not showing my tongue.
You'll never show them your tongue. It's good. It's really good. It's good. I have a lizard.
It's about
I'm
about
glad you're
ha-ha.
having a chuckle. So anyway, apparently lizard dildo is not a thing.
It's not a thing.
I,
They get me all excited
why are you excited about a lizard dildo? Do you-
because it's an expression of the lizard form.
so what would you do
which,
with a lizard sex toy?
I don't know what I would do with a lizard. I don't know what to do with half of that stuff.
I don't know what to do
It's
with
like
any of it anyway.
remotes. I don't know what to do with a
There's
remote.
apparently a whole.
I can't even operate our TV. I'm gonna work.
Okay,
remote
I'm
sex
going with
toy.
this one because it doesn't look like a sex toy, but this is kind of lizardy.
Oh, that's very alien-like.
Dragon.
Dragonland.
8.7 inch, too big.
Yikes.
Realistic dildos for women and men sex toys. Bad dragon silicone, huge, big anal dildos, and strong suction cup. Adult dildos, sensory toys for women. Anal plug for vaginal. They just keep going on and on because they're trying to get that like optimization,
Oh, yeah,
right?
right.
Anyway, ready for this?
You can show that.
What the hell is that? What is that? What is
That looks like an elongated spleen.
What are you people doing in your bedrooms?
I don't know why you need
Do you
that.
think that though? So I keep having this problem with. Okay, so I have
Oh,
like my
Jesus.
labia minora,
Oh,
and
jeez.
they're very big,
Oh,
and so
jeez.
my
Here it
clip,
comes.
the
Here it
whole
comes.
thing flops all
Here it
over, and then my
comes.
clip goes all over, and I can never. Like I want to pin that shit down, and it keeps sliding away. And it's frustrating.
Do you have any
I'm
of the
having a-
tape that like old ladies used to put on their bangs in the 60s? You know, that bang tape?
like medical tape?
Yeah, just there you go.
Don't think I haven't thought of it, but I need to give you access to the holes, right? So it's got to have like.
Don't worry about me. I've got my dragon tail. Don't worry about
No,
that.
I want you to have access to the holes. I like things in the holes. So what I need is
This is fantastic.
I like things in the this is
Hey,
why
let's
we're
have a
down to-
podcast, Doug. Okay.
I like things in the holes, right? So I need to give you access to the hole, but somehow catch my
Okay.
my mysterious like
Wandering.
escaping
It's wandering.
Josh of all clitoris.
Um,
It's like
Well, they do have that tape that you put, like the runners will put if they have like a
kinesiology tape.
Yeah,
What about it?
Kinsey, like the Kinsey Sex Institute.
Kinesiology.
Just use some of that.
That's not going to work.
You need some. I don't know what you need.
I have problems. Is really what I need. Is I need
Clamps, some sort of clamp.
I don't want to put a clamp on my vagina.
I don't know.
Like
Any
clitoris.
nobody has any suggestions.
These guys they're killing us today. I said we don't have a lot to talk about today. Oh, see, look at that. Tracy said something brilliant. Why don't you read that comment out loud, Doug? But you don't want to read your former colleague's comment?
Tracy says she likes things in the holes too.
High five, girl.
Which
High
is
five.
fantastic, and I am glad that you are expressing yourself
In an appropriate,
in an appropriate.
way
podcast
because let's
manner.
face it, you guys don't work together
No, we're
anymore,
together,
and
no.
this is outside of work.
It's actually silly to think that, like like when you go to work, you almost have to say, all right, these people have not. They're like Ken doll down there. They're like smooth. Nobody has anything. Everybody's and it's kind of silly because we can't just be who we are. It's got to be a Ken doll. I don't want to be a Ken doll. I want to be like a
well,
person.
but it doesn't matter because she's into chicks. So
No, I'm not saying that. Yeah,
you might as well be a Ken doll to her.
right.
And
well,
you're
then
married, so she might as well be a Ken doll to you. But these people do have.
Who in their right mind would have interest in me?
Well, in
hideous.
your right mind, I don't know.
I'm hideous.
Anybody.
I don't have a job.
You're not hideous. You're adorable.
I'm hideous.
Tracy says, I love the new. It has about 21 settings.
We don't know what the new is.
Send me a link, girl. But it's really the problem is it's not about the settings. It's about this. It's
her setting.
It's a wandering. I have a wandering clitoris. It's too big.
It's wandering.
It's too floppy.
I don't think this is even this is even a diagnosis.
I wish I had some way to describe it without putting my vagina on national podcastism because I have no problem with that. You guys want to shoot that camera down there? I have no problem with that. I will show you up close and personal.
We're not doing that.
We're gonna fight marital hate.
I'm not wearing a GoPro.
Tracy says, yeah, exactly, Doug. In the workplace, we all are safe, but all bets are off outside the workplace.
I'm going back to workplace. I can't handle this adult humor.
If you could go back to the workplace, you would have
go back to
already.
Pembroke.
All right. Side note, you know how people talk about certain things being triggers for them?
Yes, I do.
So one thing for me, coffee. Coffee's a trigger for me. The smell of coffee bothers me. But they said to look for things that are glimmers instead of triggers. So glimmers are like things that are like make you feel good. So for me, that would be things in my holes. I like that. I like going in.
You want something glimmery in your hole?
I'll take something glimmery in my hole.
I keep talking about a light up plug for people.
Yeah, but I have to have somebody to scissor with. I'm going to have I need an epileptic and a strobe light butt plug so we can scissor together. It'll be fun.
Why do you need the light?
See, because here's the point: the flashing light
causes
triggers a seizure, and so because scissoring makes no sense, it's not a thing, right? But if one person's having a seizure,
then it's like a jackhammer.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, give it a shot.
Why don't you go to Brimfield, get one of those? Remember those 50s weight loss things with the belt that you put around your? Yeah. That's what you need right there.
What is that going to do?
Well, it's like a faux seizure. It's like,
Yeah, but how am I supposed
to? And I'm sorry if you're having a seizure, and that's just my. I'm not imitating an epileptic. I'm imitating someone using that fitness device from the 50s that I don't know what the hell that.
Tracy has pointed out that it is a good time for you to take a drink. And she has also said that was great. And I don't know what she's saying is great, but I think it might be the scissoring, the epileptic fit scissoring. But I will say this.
You want to do it. You want to do it, everybody.
I haven't had one in a while, but I have seizures occasionally. And Doug and I have had seizure sex, and it's a good time. But the first time he didn't want to do it, and I had to force him to.
It was like putting a quarter in the ride out in front of the grocery store. And, the dinosaur.
Are you comparing me to the chlamydia pony? That's what we call those amusement park.
Like there was one out in front of the Blue Diner in Boston, and it was a pony. It was, like I put the quarter in, you ride the pony, and it was beautiful. It was like those things are beautiful because they're full size and they're whatever, not full size, but they're great. And I think one of your daughters actually said, if I said, or I don't know how it came up, but she's like, yeah, you ride that thing, you get chlamydia. And we're like, chlamydia pony. Yeah. So it was, whatever.
And it became a thing.
And no offense to anybody that's actually contracted chlamydia from a quarter ride on amusement.
How many people have done that? See, here's the thing. Here lies the thing. There are certain things that we talk about on the podcast, which may or may not identify certain people. Or they may offend or may not offend certain people. And in order for those people to claim offense or some sort of legal action, they would have to actually admit that it was them. So if anybody out there wants to admit that they rode a chlamydia pony and got chlamydia and sue us, we
would love to hear from you. We'd love to have you on the show.
I suggest you spend a lot of money on a lawyer so that you can get maybe
antibiotics.
Some old.
I don't even know what you do for that. Chlamydia.
I think it's antibiotics.
Or is it?
But I was in the middle of an anecdote.
Sorry.
So you could sue us and perhaps get like a volleyball.
You can choose from the first shelf. It's like a carnival. You can choose from the first shelf.
That's about all we got right there.
And if you sue us twice, you get something from the liquor cabinet.
You can't. No, those are family heirlooms. I guess you could go after my family heirlooms. My grandmother's tea.
No, we made this up. Then we made up the chlamydia pony. That was just us. We made that
so
up.
Anyway, Tracy says the chlamydia pony. I've never heard that before. No, we have a lot of fucked up shit we make up around here. Like, watch this, honey. What does this mean?
That's chicken on a salad. That's an easy one. It's an easy one. I knew
We have
exactly
all
what you're
kinds of.
talking
If I
about.
say cracking apples,
That's juice lemons. Of course, that's what it is.
if I say lube it up and stick it in,
That's pretty self-explanatory.
that's pretty much foreplay in this house. So we got some stuff. But in any case, we're supposed to look for glimmers instead of triggers.
Glimmers, yes,
So
indeed.
things that'll make you feel better. So for
Yes,
me, that's
indeed.
going in the pool. That's the podcast. That's going in my Jeep. That's listening to Muck Sticky. Listen to any music, really. Having a clean house always makes me fucking happy. When
Listening
you do
to
healthy things,
Perfectville by Douglas Gear.
always makes me happy.
I actually got a my Father's Day present came today from Nolan,
Mm.
and it actually is a glimmer.
You should go get it.
What it is.
You should go get it. So
I'm going to explain it.
Well, go get it.
Well, I'll go get it.
Okay, then we can talk about it when it's gone.
No. I can only imagine what the hell you're going to say. Well, I'm gone. I'll be back.
I'm not saying that I have a favorite stepson, but Wes bought him this book. Wesley hates me. What did I ever do to you, Wes? You know how I feel about dad jokes. Wes is like, I'm going to buy this for my dad. My dad will be happy. My stepmother will be miserable. I hate her. I don't really think he hates me. Doug really does love a dad joke. It's a really sad thing. But Nolan sent him a less offensive gift as far as the eye can tell. Actually, I thought it was really cool. And I hope Nolan has one for himself because this is really cool. I think everybody should have one of these.
So it's you know how I like turtles, right? So it's a turtle, but it's a sad turtle. But guess what? Boom. It's a happy turtle. It's reversible.
So it's like you can warn people about your moods. If you're a moody motherfucker.
But here's my thing. If I leave this like on my desk or somewhere, it's always going to make me happy. It remind me to stay on the happy side of the turtle or of life, as it were.
Yes, but maybe if you're not in a happy place, you could do this. So I know like, oh, Jesus Christ, he's in a mood. I can usually sense it before you even know, though. I would like you to get better at identifying your emotions.
What if I just take it, make it on the sad face, and hum it at your head? And I say that not in an abusive way, but because it's soft and plush. Like
You've
a
never
Nerf.
hummed anything at my head.
Oh, yes, I have.
Whoa.
Oh, never mind.
Bodily fluids?
Keyword hum. Anyway.
So
I love it. I love it.
Cool
It's funny,
so.
and I actually like.
And Tracy said it was. Yeah, no, of course you like both your gifts, and I'm just saying that Wesley hates me. Secretly, he has like a Stacy voodoo doll at home. He took like a little, like got himself a Barbie doll and attached them up to
These jokes
head.
are gold. These are comedy.
Oh
gold
my
right
god!
Here. The rotation of the Earth really makes my day. It's not bad right there. It's good stuff.
Okay, and then the other one is so what glimmers do you have in your life? Your turtle.
Glimmers? Yeah, my turtle.
What about you guys? What kind of glimmers do you have in your life? What things can you look for that are going to make you feel better?
Sam Cooke music. When I listen to Sam Cooke, like stress melts away. Clash does that. The same deal.
So music. Not my music, but music that you like.
Yeah, music that I like. Yeah, of course.
The Lizard. Lizard's always.
Lizard's
happy.
good. You usually. When you're telling me not to take powdered substances, some sort of beet powder or something. No, I had beet powder today. It was actually pretty good. What do you do for glimmers?
I already told you. I like nailed the Jeep.
Yeah.
Listening to music, especially Muck Sticky. I like Clean House.
Yeah.
My friends podcast. It's all kinds of stuff. Sex. I like sex a lot. Sex makes me physical touch. I like physical touch.
Yes.
But watch this, guys.
Here's the problem. Remember the boy who cried wolf? Eventually, he would cry wolf, and guess what? People did not respond anymore.
I'm not crying wolf. I'm trying to touch my husband.
You have done you. Oh, I don't know if you guys remember about the Pepto-Bismol.
When was the last time I put Pepto-Bismol down your pants?
It was about probably close to 10 years ago.
Okay, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm still traumatized. That's a trigger, not a glimmer. It's a glimmer for you because you're like, I put Pepto-Bismol in his butt crack.
Normal relationships, the wife is allowed to touch the husband.
Well, in normal relationships, there's not a Facebook feed of stuff that you left on that the wife leaves on the husband's head. There's not stories of Pepto-Bismol.
But hang on. Like if I try to touch, why do you? I'm just touching.
I don't trust you. I don't. All right, that's okay. Nothing near the ribs. I can't. The ribs are ticklish, folks. I just can't do it.
Remember how I told you to find me a nice girl to settle down with? It's got like a drill and whatnot, Tracy. Make sure I can touch her. Or I can be a pillow princess. I don't care.
BB Rexha music.
I don't know who that is. My time alone with Beck, my kitty, my new truck, when I don't have to work, when I have my house to myself and my wife.
That's good. Well, you had your uncle and all kinds of things.
I'm sorry. You don't know the Pepto down the pants story?
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going with it. Okay, so. I've told this story before, but it just keeps getting better.
I'm going to teach a pre-Cana class, and this is going to come up in the pre-Cana class.
Every time I think of it, I will tell you. Okay, so Doug's lying on the bed watching television, and I wanted attention. And this was before we were like living in the same house with one another and wanting to kill each other all the time. Actually, we really don't. What are you doing on your phone?
I was looking up BB Rexha songs because I know some songs.
Now is not the time.
Well, you're telling a story that I was part of 10 years ago. Go ahead. I'll add color. I'll be the color count.
But do you understand that this is like a dual podcast? Like we're doing it together.
Yes.
And if we want them to pay attention, maybe we should pay attention.
I thought I could say, okay, now, satisfied.
You're going to see what the music looks like.
I could see song titles. Okay. But I digress. Pepto-Bismol down the butt crack.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the story, and then Todd's here. Everybody, he made it, and it's
Hello,
better late than never.
Todd.
We're always happy when you're here, Todd. Okay, so this is the Pepto-Bismol story. Doug is lying down watching television.
On my stomach.
And he's not paying attention to me.
Yeah.
And I want him to play with me because we didn't have a lot of time together at the time, and we did have six kids. So I took, what was first, the baby powder or the hand sanitizer?
I think it was hand sanitizer first.
First, I took a bunch of hand sanitizer, and I put it down his pants. And
down the butt crack. Like she as she's pumping it down the butt crack. Maybe a couple, that.
It was a squeeze bottle, not a pump top.
It was a squeeze bottle.
Yes. So I shot it down there. I pulled your pants up.
Oh, so it's like a whole mini bottle of.
And then that didn't seem to get his attention. So then I took baby powder and shoved that down there.
Poof.
That didn't seem to get his attention either. So then I took some Pepto-Bismol and I poured some Pepto-Bismol down there. And what happened was that it created a cooling sensation because of the alcohol from the
and the Pepto from the Pepto.
The alcohol from the hand sanitizer and the mint from the Pepto-Bismol, and then it kind of created a paste. So when Doug went to the bathroom, the smoke.
All right, because it started to drizzle down to some other areas down there.
To his taint and balls.
And cold is not a great sensation for that area.
I like a cooling sensation in my private.
So I said, enough of this. So I get up, go to the bath. I go because we had like this big walk-in showers off the master bedroom, and so I go in there to do that. But in the meantime, as I'm walking to the bathroom, she takes a picture.
I still have it. I might make a calendar of all this shit and sell it.
This is why I don't trust you. You wonder why I don't trust you.
So it looked like what happened was so Doug has no butt. His butt cheeks just come together at the top, right? So in this little area, there was like this folds coming together. And then there's coming out of it is this like pink kind of paste almost. So it looked like he had a little vagina on his butt,
which is what every guy likes to hear.
It was so cute. Yeah. And so that was the time, and I'm still getting shit about it to this day, and I don't really understand what that's
thanks for that.
Tracy says hi to Todd. Okay, so here's what I got for you. Accepting a compliment. Something that most of us are not good at. And usually I'm terrible at it. I will admit that. As a matter of fact, my neighbor Jen gave me a compliment today about how I've inspired her. Actually, it was very sweet. And I was like, you've got problems. Let me tell you what the compliment she gave me was.
I'm just going to, I just want to post this. Bah ha ha, laugh my ass up. This is great. Do not encourage this woman.
I will send you a kit.
No.
For $19.95, a kit with hand sanitizer,
Run, Becky.
baby powder, and Pepto-Bismol. And Anne is finding this all to be quite amusing. So Jen texted me and she said, "You inspired me to be more mindful." She's talking about home products because we were talking about how the free and clear products are not safe. And like free and clear detergent, look it up on ewg.org. Holy shit. Really bad for you. You think you really have to look up the products. You cannot just look at the label. You think the label, this is safer. No, they're just trying to sell you shit. You got to look it up. So in any case, she said that. And my response to that was, I feel like I should definitely not inspire people. I'm a crazy person. Do the opposite of whatever I do. And she said, now you're mental. I said, I do my best, but I often fail spectacularly. And I do. I fail quite regularly. But what I should have said was thank you.
Yes,
and it was interesting because this professor I watched, it was a TikTok, and this kid, when people give him a comment, he's like, oh, no. And it's like you're shooing the compliment away. But what you should do instead is thank you. Thank you. So somebody pays you a compliment. So I'm going to pay a compliment to everybody here right now, starting with you.
Thank you.
You have an amazing tongue.
Thank you. You?
No, I'm telling you to hold it to yourself.
Oh, I'm going to hold it. Oh,
thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's very nice.
Anne is really sweet and thoughtful and funny
and not very tall.
And
wait, that's not in the. Oh, okay, never mind.
Petite. Petite is a compliment.
She's petite. That is. Yeah.
So that's a compliment for Anne. Tracy, also incredibly thoughtful, very smart. Like she knows a lot of stuff about everything. She's very attentive, very funny, and I think she's really pretty too. Actually, I also think Anne's really pretty, but like I have like kind of a crush on Anne. It's a little weird. Because she's who I want to be when I grow up, but I do find her to be attractive. I'm not hitting on you, but maybe you don't know. I could change my mind. And Todd is like brilliant and thoughtful and kind and patient and a really good friend. And I don't really know if he's hot or not. I've never seen a picture, but I bet he is. I bet he's a good looking fella. Tracy says she has her own biofreeze moment.
That so here comes the moment.
Biofreeze on somebody's private parts. I rubbed biofreeze on her back and washed my hands and massaged her other areas, and the biofreeze made her extra tingly, and it would not stop, and it was hilarious. Okay, so note: tea tree on men on the private parts, no bueno. Tea tree on the lady parts could be bueno, depending on how you do it. But you want to do it in small doses. Experiment. Small doses. And of course, ladies, always be careful. You don't want to upset your flora. Don't be like that lady who shoved a whisk and a bunch of cake ingredients up her cooch. That is going to cause problems. Anne says, "Aw, thank you. You're welcome." Incidentally, if you guys know anything about fisting, we'd like to hear more about it firsthand experience.
They've all been to the website, fistify.com.
I'm sure you've all been to fistify.com, but I don't think it's safe to use Crisco. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think Crisco is safe. Get yourself some organic coconut oil at Costco. So I want to make sure that you guys are all accepting your compliments properly. And if you're not here now and you need a compliment, just send us a message. We'll give you a compliment. Everybody deserves a compliment.
I don't believe you gave Tracy a compliment.
Yes, I did.
I will give you one. You give good biofreeze back rubs.
Todd says, "I know I am," right? Well, Todd's good. Yeah, Todd's good at those
looks like
things.
His picture is a dog. It's an actual dog. It could, if Todd looks like the dog.
Well, that's an attractive looking dog.
It's good looking. It's like a husky kind of.
Yes.
With the light eyes.
Yes.
Like Rihanna.
What is going on in our neighborhood right now?
It's gunplay.
Oh, it's summer vacation. I think
it is. Yeah, the kids are out.
Fun. I'll tell you something. If you live in Florida, what happens down here is people hate the Airbnb people because they come into a neighborhood and they're like on vacation and shit and screaming and out late partying every night, and everybody else has to go to work and they're like, "Fuck you, we have to work." So yeah, the Airbnbs, they're not appreciated by their neighbors often, and a lot of towns have actually banned them.
Really?
Or neighborhoods,
really?
Or oh Jesus, don't do it. Or HOAs, which I don't like HOAs, but I also listened to Dr. John Deloney. And I saw this on TikTok, and he was talking about how like a lot of people do things to try to like win their parents' approval. Like even as adults, like 50-year-old man trying to get their parents' approval. And it's like, if your dad hasn't called you and told you he's proud of you, he's not going to do it. If your mom is critical and criticizes everything you do, she's not going to stop. And so you have to stop trying to achieve for other people. You do the things that you're doing for you. And focus on healing that shit. But doing those things, accomplishing things is not going to heal that relationship. And so you got to work on healing that relationship. So I thought that was interesting. Because like my dad, it was funny. I was thinking about like growing up and how everything I wanted to do, somebody had some shit to say about. And it was really discouraging. And it's like, then I got like this high powered job, and I was, I was like literally globally known. I was director of business development for multiple tech companies, and never once was there a kind word. And it was like,
nope.
And now like I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm sure that neither of my parents nor my dead grandparents would approve of this podcast, But I'm a good person who helps people every day, and you guys appreciate me. And there's a lot of people in this world who I've helped, so I feel pretty good about who I am. And the bigger issue is who they are, and it's like, I don't have sure I definitely have some pain from shit that's gone down with my parents that I'm always working to heal. But I don't really have anger or resentment toward them because I realize that they're doing their best given what they have. They were 16 and 17, or 16 and 18 when I was born, 15 and 17 when I was conceived. And neither my dad did not have a stable childhood. He was basically a street kid. There was alcoholism in the home, domestic abuse, violence in the home. Wasn't a good situation. In my mom's case, I'm really not sure. I think that it was her own mental health issues. But my grandparents were great to me. So I really, but people change. Like maybe they were terrible parents. I wasn't there. What the fuck do I know? But I just know that they're doing their best. Like everybody's doing their best, given the information they have, where they're at the time. Everyone's doing their best. So, would I like to have a relationship with my parents? Yeah, absolutely. Would I welcome them into my life? Absolutely. But I am not going to beg anyone to love me, and now or ever. And I have a small, tight circle, and most of you guys are now part of it. And these are the people whose opinions matter, and that's really all it comes down to.
That is true.
I'd like to think that that your parents would be proud of you.
Well, they haven't called me in a long time.
Fucking assholes. But do you think your parents, do you realize that your parents would be very proud of you?
I would hope so. I mean, that's what, I think that was something from a very, very young age. I didn't want to embarrass them.
Well, because your parents would literally say, don't embarrass the family when you left the house.
Maybe, but that might be,
they did.
Maybe that happened. So
why would you deny it? Yes, your parents would say to you when you left the house, don't embarrass the family. Incidentally, this little Triva fan.
If you're looking for a little fan,
$10. My therapist name, also Triva.
Batteries not included.
We sent her one because it says Triva. And if your name is Triva, you're probably not getting a lot of shit with your name on it.
Right, you're probably not.
Anyway, it's very helpful because otherwise we would be dying. Tracy says something nice about me. Stacey, you are brilliant and full of knowledge, caring, full of life, and taking no shit. Doug, you are awesome, attentive, kind, thoughtful, creative, and talented. Thank you.
That's a very nice thing to hear.
Hold that into you.
I'm gonna hold it.
I'm gonna have to write that shit down because we both forget how awesome we are sometimes. We need to be reminded. And like I think it was Friday that we were like, oh, why are we even doing this podcast?
There was like one person watching.
There's like one person watch. We did for an hour. I don't even know what you guys were watching tonight. We're not particularly on target. Tracy says, I'm thankful for both of you being honest and open and doing this podcast and create a platform of community and inclusion and for the endless laughs. Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Well, there's always some fool story that can come out of this one.
I actually so today, this weekend was just basically like a complete blowout for us. Like I was not feeling well. I was super tired and I was in a lot of pain both days. But again, new moon was Saturday. So, the weather Sunday was just monsoon.
Oh my God, it was crazy. Actually, there was a tornado on Pine Island, which is not too far from here.
And supposedly there's a hurricane going from Puerto Rico, and there's some shit out
one behind it.
Actually, Jen sent me a link to some local weather guy, which is not Mike's weather page. Some other weather guy, and she's like, "This is who I listen to." There's some stuff out in the. I'm not willing to worry at this point. I'm not ever willing to worry about anything.
Well, I watched a little clip on it, and they said the weaker it is, the more north it goes. So that's good for us because if it's weak, it'll go north and it won't get around Florida and back this way. But you never know. I mean, I don't want to see, after going through that, I don't want to see anybody get anything like that. And I think that's why I was so concerned. They're like, oh, a hurricane could hit Puerto Rico on Wednesday, Thursday. And I just don't want anybody to go through that. And Puerto Rico certainly went through it not too long ago. So,
well, let's just say a prayer. We just, I pray every day, right? And my conversations with God are not like,
boy, would I like to be a fly in the wall for that one.
Well, it's actually funny because I've thought about writing a book, Letters to God, which are like the conversations I have with God, which are like, why the fuck?
Somebody's actually done that, right?
I don't know what other people have done.
No,
but
somebody's done
what
that.
Other people would say to God, what I would say to God are two very different things. Like, because I would be like, for example, why the fuck do you do hurricanes? Like, I don't get that shit. Like you said, allegedly after the whole Ark thing, you weren't going to do that shit anymore. Like, why are you killing people? Like, why destroy things? Like, that's just not cool. Why are you doing that? Why? Because it's There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like, I don't understand a lot of things God does. And it's like one of our dear friends, I might tear up on this one. Last week, it's his parents' 64th anniversary?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 63.
Then it's fucking his birthday. Sorry, then his father dies. Then it's his birthday. Then it's Father's Day within a week. The fuck is that?
Yeah,
you know what? I have not heard from him today. I wonder if he got the package.
Those things always, a lot of that stuff comes in they come in bunches, and sometimes you just got to roll with it and know that there's a gospel song, trouble don't last always, which, if you think about it, right, it doesn't, right? You go through some things, and it's sort of how you react to that is how much you let it in.
Ann says, God's not playing with the weather. HARP is playing with it. I don't disagree with you on that one.
I don't know what HARP is.
It's somebody want to tell me what the HARP acronym stands for, but basically it's the government fucking with the weather. And then Tracy says, oh, that's tough. I don't know what she's saying is tough.
Well,
the weather?
No, Todd's week.
Oh, Todd's week. Yeah, no, it's fucking terrible. Not this Todd, other Todd.
Other Todd.
Yeah, I just please pray for them. It's my friend Todd and his family, and yeah, it's not a good situation. And God, those grandkids.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's young kids that are old enough to it's almost like you almost wish kids were little when they lost a grandparent, like really little.
Yeah.
Because they're like adolescents and they kind of could use their grandparents right now. Fortunately, they still have their grandma, so that's good. But it's just tough. So anyway, we watched a bunch of different stuff this weekend. So we watched a lot of Californication. What else did we watch? I know we watched Californication.
We started to watch Platonic, but it was
like
a little it was a little it wasn't like you instantly thought either of those two main characters.
Platonic was meh.
Yeah, it wasn't. They didn't rope you in.
Maybe if we try it again, we'll get a little bit more into it. But
we'll try it again.
But we did loved Shrinking on Amazon. On Apple TV. Shrinking was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Harrison Ford. When can you go wrong with Harrison Ford?
And he's funny in it, and it takes a little getting into it. Like it took me, I'm like, why are these people all sort of oddball and kind of like that's. But then once it clicks, and it's good.
I didn't have trouble getting into it at all. I liked it from the beginning. I thought it was fantastic.
Well, then you're just so special.
Maybe Extraordinary Measures I watched today with Brendan Fraser and Harrison Ford. Again, Harrison Ford. Little known fact: Harrison Ford and I share the same birthday, July 13th. And there's an Indiana Jones movie coming out, and one of my favorite Harrison Ford movies is Regarding Henry. Do you remember that?
You get shot in the head.
Yeah, a traumatic brain injury. The point is that Harrison Ford is fantastic, and I hadn't seen Extraordinary Measures, and it's funny. There was I don't know what happened to Brendan Fraser. Did he say was he like a conservative or something?
No. I think he made one movie that he make The Mummy, or he made something that kind of didn't do well or kind of flopped or something.
I think it was a political thing.
No, I don't think it was. We're going to look that up, apparently.
Why did Brendan Fraser leave Hollywood? After a great performance, many have questioned why. Has his reasons. Issues with his own health and his mother's, who since passed away, personal issues, and being the target of sexual harassment. Cited as the reasons why he left and stayed away. Interesting.
But he came back. He came back big.
He came back big. And let me tell you, if you haven't seen Extraordinary Measures, it's based on a true story. And I forget the name of the disease. But basically, this family had two children that had this terrible, terrible disease. Payos, I don't know what the fuck it was called. But these children have this terrible disease that basically your body can't metabolize sugar. And everything atrophies, and almost like a form of muscular dystrophy, but it's a specific kind. And then they have lung problems as well. So this is actually based on a true story. The father was actually a drug rep or worked for one of the drug companies. He's a big Harvard hotshot. And so what happened is the kids, are in the hospital. They're in the ICU. They're having all these health problems, and they've been told they're going to die when they're 7 years old. And one of them's already past that point. The other one's going to die any point soon. So this family's devastated, and he's desperate. He doesn't know what to do. So he's researching. He finds out this scientist, who's kind of a pain in the ass, crotchety old man, kind of like Doug.
Harrison Ford.
Played by Harrison Ford, who is working on a cure. And that guy doesn't want to work at the university anymore because the university doesn't give him any funding. He says, listen, you're a Harvard MBA guy. I'm a scientist. You do your MBA shit. Let's start our own biotech lab. And starting a biotech lab and going up against any major lab is a fucking nightmare. But what they
Even in
ended
the
up
movies.
doing, they ended up actually getting bought out, and they were able to develop drugs. There were some challenges along the way. I don't want to give away the whole movie, but they are able to save his children at the end of the movie, and it's a true story. And
what year was that? That was relatively not soon.
The story, or when it happened?
When was the movie? It wasn't anytime.
Harrison Ford didn't look half as old as he looks right now.
Yeah.
He's in everything right now. Is he like, what's Harrison? Why is Harrison Ford suddenly doing all kinds of shit?
Well, he probably owes money to those people he crashes plane into.
You think he's like George Carlin at the end? George Carlin had to work constantly at the end because he had so much fucking debt.
Yeah.
It was made.
I will tell you about The Whale, though. Don't expect an uplifting movie with that.
I like the ending, though. Well, the ending of the.
He does a great job at it.
Pompeii disease. Pompe. Pompeii.
Hey.
Sorry, and it came out in.
I'm going to say 2006. Just a guess.
You know, I don't know if it
Anybody
tells
want
you
to
what year
go?
it came out.
Oh, come on. I made my guess.
And the thing that's interesting is Harrison Ford was actually one of the directors. It came out in 2010, so you're almost there.
Oh.
So I got to tell you, it was a really fantastic movie. You'll laugh, you'll cry.
What is the movie with Paul Rudd and the kid that he takes care of? They go to the world's greatest pit.
Oh, Fundamentals of Caring. Highly recommend that movie
God.
as well. Tracy says, that sounds crazy. I want to watch this. It was really good. And I saw the previews for The Whale, and it looks so good. Okay, let me just tell you. The Whale is gut-wrenching. It ends.
It's tough. It's a tough thing.
It ends at a positive. For us, it's hard because I'm basically a shut-in, and as a result, poor Doug's basically a shut-in. So it definitely.
That's why I come out and talk to my lizard friend.
Probably, but it definitely hits close to home sometimes. The other thing I watched so Extraordinary Measures, highly recommended. It's available on Showtime. So if you have T-Mobile, get this. This is actually really funny. So if you go on Paramount Plus and sign up for a free trial and then cancel, this is what I just did last week. Sign up for a free 7-day trial, then I canceled, bundled with Showtime. They gave me 3 months for free. So sign up for Paramount Plus, do the trial, and cancel, and they'll give it to you for 3 months for fucking free with the Showtime. So anyway, Extraordinary Measures is on there. Bridget Jones's Diary, which I watched again today because I never really paid attention before. That's a cute film.
Did you enjoy it?
It's okay, but my favorite is that all by myself, isn't it? And Jen and I were in the pool the other day, and we were singing it because we were both like, she's like, all by myself, and I'm like, that's totally me.
That is very funny. You sing that and Don't Cry Out Loud.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Which is a song you probably shouldn't even know because it was probably released before you were.
You know these things because they're in movies that you watch. That's pretty much the only way I learn new music because you know how I am. I like what I like. I listen to my same 10 Spotify songs. And it's also
how you learn about things about football. Michael,
yeah, I learned from television. We have been watching Californication, also a Showtime series. I believe you can watch it in other places.
I don't know where you can watch it,
I
but
think it might be.
Duchovny is so good in that. Actually, everybody in that show is amazing.
Is it Pamela Eden?
Adlon, I believe.
Pamela Adlon, she's fantastic in it.
Evan Handler, who's the bald guy in Sex and the City, the husband.
He plays Charlie. No, what does he play? He plays Charlie, but in
Charlotte's husband. I don't know.
Yeah, but what does he play in Harry? He plays Harry in Sex and the City.
He's so good.
He's so good.
He's so good in this.
Duchovny, Natasha McElroy,
and then
Marilyn Manson makes an appearance. Steve Jones
and the Sex Pistols. Rob Lowe is in it, but like they come in and they go whatever, and they tie them in together. And Rob Lowe was unbelievable. Springfield was great.
Oh my God, there are so many people.
Just Peter Gallagher was in an episode or two.
Drea De Matteo was in it.
She was in it as a hooker. She was fantastic.
She's a stripper, but
stripper.
Sure.
Okay. I think.
What's his name? Oh fuck, the guy he was a Scientologist, but he left Scientology. He's fucking fantastic. In any case, it's a great show. So it's an ensemble cast, and it's an old show.
Kathleen Turner's
in it. It's like softcore porn. There's like literally sex on every episode.
It's so funny.
And like when we watch Californication, we end up having sex more.
Oh.
Because have you
Well,
noticed
there's
that?
a lot of sex on
But
that
haven't
show.
you noticed that we end up having sex
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we watch
yeah.
Californication?
And when we watch religious programming, we also have sex more.
There's a whole religious undertone on Californication.
Yeah.
The first episode, he gets a blowjob from a nun in a church. Where are you going?
I'll be back. I have to go to the bathroom. I just down this.
When was the last time you had salt?
When I had it with you before, or just after.
You need more. It's supposed to be every cup. You guys, I'm just trying to keep him alive. So anyway, Californication. Yeah, he like fucks everything that moves, but it's really funny and it's heartwarming and yeah, it's a good show. Some of the lines in it are just hilarious. But we would love to know what you guys are watching if there's anything that are that we should see, because I don't know. Actually, we haven't really been watching that much television lately because I've been so focused on the podcast. And then we had company for 2 weeks, but this weekend I just felt like shit, so we got nothing accomplished. And it's now 9 o'clock. So Doug is peeing, and that might take a while because he's old and with the prostate, drippy. I don't really think he has prostate problems, but he thinks he has prostate problems. Let's let him think that, I guess. I don't know. But we're not going to. He's actually been really good about being healthier. He had his beet powder today. He did a smoothie today. He's been drinking his fluids. I think I didn't see how much he drank today. And he did the sauna over the weekend. So he should be doing the sauna every day, but here we are. So that's what's going on with that. I'm trying to think of what else to talk to you guys about, but I really got nothing. You guys have any topics for me? Because, I wrote a few notes down here. And I've been thinking about the commune, and I'm thinking that if we actually pre-sold properties, we could get financing. So everybody would basically own their own property within this massive piece of land, and we could pre-sell them and get financing. And I've been playing the Rich Dad game over the weekend. So, I've been reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I did not read another chapter today, but, here comes Douglas with his water bottle. So, I've been reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I did not read another chapter today. I've been playing the Rich Dad game on richdad.com. And it basically implements the theories taught in the book. And so it's free. You can play. The UI is a little clunky and they don't tell you how to play. So you just kind of have to figure it out. But if you're somebody who can figure things out, then you're a good possible entrepreneur. Can you come all the way on the screen? Do you think I'm going to bite you?
No.
So
I've played this game twice. I went back up both times because I don't know what the hell is going on in this game.
So I'm trying to explain it to you
when
we play it. But so anyway, I try to explain it to Doug when we play it. But basically the concept is you want to have assets that produce income. And once you have enough assets that produce enough income, you get to leave the rat race, which is everybody's goal. And so I think it sounds like maybe you made some bad investments that you couldn't afford to make.
My mouth wrote some checks that my body couldn't cash.
Exactly. So I played several times, and some games are better than others. A lot of people go on there and they have no idea what they're doing. And then there's people you play and you end up having a good conversation with them. So this guy, Jay, who actually commented on one of our podcasts, super nice guy. So he and I are now like friends in the world. And then I'm Facebook friends with this other guy who sent me a friend request, who's actually a Canadian land developer.
Oh.
And so, of course,
Squatchy.
A lot of times people will get chatting in the group. So we're playing this game that's like the concept of the game is to teach you the skills from the book so you can implement them. But then the other thing is that the people that are playing this game are presumably people that have read the book that are, interested in personal development and, growing their wealth. And so a lot of times you get talking to them, hey, what are you doing? And we're like, well, we're doing this podcast. Doesn't really make any money. Doug's got some music in the works. He's doing some freelance. We're hoping it's going to turn into a full-time job. I've been working on a book here and there. But we're always looking for new revenue streams. And I talked about how we have this kind of cult commune thing that seems to be, relatively coming together, and not relatively coming together. It's just that it seems
people
like
are taking it seriously.
Where it's becoming like a serious thing, and obviously I have a lot of research to do and thought to do on it. But the thought I had the other night when I was baked out of my fucking tree was, if we pre-sold lots, then we could do it. Because I found a lot that's 500 acres for $200,000 that would have everything we need on it. And that's not a lot of money. If you threw some barndominiums or container homes on there, depending on what's best, or the Tesla homes or whatever the fuck it is, you'd be in a pretty good position to have, a bank. And then the other thing is it could be an income property as well. And if you have it converted to farmland, you can even get 0% financing through the USDA. Although if it's commercial, I don't know how that works. So anyway, there are just a lot of ideas that I came up with this weekend pertaining to our little commune. And so I actually have a call with one of the guys on Thursday afternoon, one of the developers.
That's how it begins, folks.
What's that? The cult? Commune?
No, you're going to run off with this land developer.
I'm not going to run off with a Canadian land developer. First of all,
Eh?
he's a married optometrist up in Canada.
And he's
Second
also,
of
what is
all,
he, a land developer on the side? That's an odd thing.
They've started developing land on the. Yes, this is what people do. They have side hustles.
Sounds like he's got money.
Well, I don't know, but but my point is, Todd's been looking into grants. Charlie's got, he's exploring options. I don't know what the best way to do it is, but I do want to have a house with land, and in my perfect world, it would be with a bunch of amazing people with similar values, where we grew our own food and had animals and had a real sense of community. And if I can make that happen, I'll be pretty proud of it. But if we could make some money in the process, or, I don't really necessarily want to make money, but it would be cool to be able to do it. And it would be cool to have like maybe some government grant money so as to support people perhaps in the disabled veteran category or disabled Americans in general, like myself and Todd and Wesley, because there is a community over on the East Coast. Do you know what it's called?
Oh, you tell me about 3 times.
Anyway, it's a community. It's meant for people that are differently abled, and it basically gives them a community where they can like live a normal life, and that's what we want. That's what I want. I want everybody to have a normal life, and I don't think anyone in this country is having a normal life these days. Like, there's such a disconnect amongst people. Everybody gets in their car, drives to work, works.
They look at their phone, comes
home, they stare at their phone constantly. They don't interact with people. They don't even say hello to the barista at Starbucks.
I know. Right? I always ask everybody how their day's going, how's their week going, whatever. I try to leave people better than I found them.
Well, the fucked up thing is, as a family, we're trying to cut back on our screen time, and I'm up on my screen time. I'm down in some categories and up in others.
I have to look at mine. You were talking about 500 acres and we had some real estate news here in Southwest Florida recently. Mick Jagger has put his home in Bradenton up for sale. He and his girlfriend had a home.
Millions?
3.6 million.
If you have 3.6 million,
not too far from
you could buy Mick Jagger's house, or you could build a commune for your friend Stacy,
or you could use the fraction of that to buy 500 acres.
Oh, I got a fraction. That you could take that money. I could build houses for probably 100 people, and infrastructure, and hydroponic gardens.
$3.5 million.
I actually watched an interesting video about how to make your own hydroponic towers. It was pretty interesting.
I would believe that you would start with some sort of reclaimed hot tub on sticks.
PVC.
Yeah,
PVC.
A lot of PVC.
PVC, drill in the holes, and little collars and a sprinkler system.
So what do you use for to gather the water? Is it just sort of
you put it in like a
guttered into
bucket or a vessel of some sort in the bottom?
What I'm saying, a reclaimed hot tub.
No,
if
like
you can get the syphilis out of it.
Small.
Oh, a small one.
Like almost like a 5-gallon bucket, and then you put the PVC through it, and you got all the little things you planted, and you stagger
But you would need
them.
many of those.
Well, if you're trying to feed an entire community, yes, you would need many of them. So my thought would be to have so Florida, wonderful place to live. However,
you got some rain.
We have some seasons where you can't grow shit because it's too hot. So I would want to have one indoor building that was temperature controlled, that was all the hydroponics. And then I'd want to have outdoor plantings like orchard, like mangoes and citrus and avocados and all of the stuff that you don't want to grow inside. And I would want to have a solar farm or solar roofs on everything, but I'd want to power the whole thing in a solar way. I'd want to have some animals, and I'd want to be bees and, self-sustaining as possible. The good news about all of that is you can, and see, Tracy likes my ideas, because I have good ideas. I mean, it sounds like a good game plan. That we'd start out with, you'd start out with the land, and then, some level of infrastructure, meaning septic or sewer, because unless you're going to do incinerating toilets in every house, which is an option. And then having a building with the hydroponics in it, having a pool for everybody. But the thing is, if you're pooling resources, you have a group of people, and I'd want to keep it somewhat small. You're able to do cool shit. Like, I mean, we could have our own mini golf course. How cool. And Doug's always wanted to build a mini golf
I
course.
want to design it. I don't care about building. I would tell people how to build it.
Okay. So I feel like areola could be a part of that. Maybe our dolphin table could be a part of that. I'd love to have, we could have our own little drive-in movie theater. Like, we could have just like our own little town. And I think that would be cool. And what are you doing? Are you making it sad?
I'm making it happy. It was sad.
Oh, well.
I wanted to make it happy. Look at me.
Okay. See, Tracy, I had actually written down, because I like to get high and make spreadsheets. In my spreadsheet, I wrote that you would take care of the animals. So I was like, oh, we already have a vet tech. I'm like, what else do we need? I'm like, oh, we need somebody that's like a gardener type person. We need like a natural health type person. I'm like, well, I can kind of fake the natural health shit.
We need an agriculturist.
But we need relatively healthy people that can like do physical work. We need an
ox.
But I think about things
We're gonna need an ox.
Like, think about it this way: if we have say we have a community with, I don't know. Tracy says it's perfect. Yeah, it's Perfectville. Hello.
Register trademark.
But so say we have I don't know, for the sake of argument, 50 people, and of those 50 people, we have every night you can have dinner either by yourself in your own little house, or you can come have dinner with everyone else. There's always somebody to hang out with. That when it's time to harvest, everybody chips into harvest in some way, shape, or form. Because it could be that, like, okay, I'm half a cripple, I can't stand up and do shit, but I could sit there and trim things, or I could sit there and wash things, or I could sit there and slice things.
She's good at pulling carrots.
His thing is orange. It's concerning.
It's a lost art form.
Do you want a hand job? I'll give you one right now.
Not right now, thank you.
You're welcome.
Not with the turtle watching.
So I don't know. I have all kinds of ideas for it, and I love the idea of living in community with like-minded people, and I think that that's kind of what the whole world should be like.
Yeah.
And I want there to be like, I don't know. I just always want people to feel a sense of belonging, and I don't think that anybody's really feeling that way in the world. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's people that feel that way, but we try to give that here. But we all look forward to this every night. We look forward to hanging out with one another, and for whatever crazy reason, you people let us talk. If you commented more, you wouldn't have to listen to us talk, because we'd be reading your comments. But for whatever reason, people seem to like to listen to us talk. But imagine if every night we all had some to hang out with, because listen, I've never actually talked to Tracy on the phone, and I would like to do that. Tracy, let's do that sometime.
Well, you did FaceTime her, or somebody
possibly
dialed anybody, and
I keep meaning, and I need to call Todd. I was supposed to talk to him last week, and Ann's been too sick to talk to anybody.
Yeah, Ann.
But like, to be able to sit there and chat, and laugh, and whatever. Like, we're only like this much funny, but you guys are amazing. Trace says sounds good. We should have a chat. Yo, she did. She pocket dialed.
Yeah, somebody did.
Hello, are you trying to call me with your lizard? Or pocket lizard? Were you trying to call me with a pocket lizard? Now we have to invent the pocket lizard. Oh, that's what I want. Okay, hear me out. I want a pocket lizard that's like a little vibrator, right? And it clamps onto your wandering clit.
And if the clit moves, it goes and
like
gets
a little lizard. It's like, and it grabs on there.
Like a Venus flytrap.
No matter how much your shit flops around, it's like clamped on there. And it's because mine it wanders, it goes everywhere. What you hear me complain about this all the time?
Yeah, I don't think people need to know about your wandering parts.
Everybody clamps and vibrations. I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, I feel like
sounds like either a really bad brunch place, or a really good store.
Yeah, some sort of vibrating clamp lizard vibrator. Let's invent that shit. Okay, don't tell anyone. NDA. Everybody sign an NDA right now.
Yeah,
vibrating clip lizard vibrator. We're gonna make it a thing.
All right, I'll drop the plans.
Straight tested.
See, I'm only concerned with what species of lizard it is.
Well, you could do varying species of lizards.
A Jackson's chameleon with the 3 horns. could do a lot of different
Well,
things with the
2
three
horns would be
horns.
better than 3.
Well, I don't know. I like.
What are you gonna do with the 3rd horn? I only have 2 holes.
Well, maybe you need to work harder.
To get another hole? I don't even know how to do that. I'm gonna call a plastic surgeon tomorrow and see if they can add me another hole so you can put your dick in it.
That'd be
Is that what you want me
fantastic.
to do?
Thank you. Yeah, if you could. Is that you?
Tracy's laughing.
That's outpatient,
And,
I
she
hope.
says this is trademarked. Some sort of outpatient procedure where they add a hole.
Yeah.
I know some people have. It's happened where people have had 2 assholes or 2 vaginas or maybe even double. How does that even work?
I knew. I knew a kid who had 2 holes in his pee-pee. Yeah,
that's like he had a prostate problem when he was a kid.
It's not. No, he had 2. He had 2.
No, I know, but like when you pee, if you have prostate issues,
it
it's
goes
like
2 different ways.
Like,
you can pee around corners. No,
that's good to know.
Anyway, so that's
2 on either side of the clit. Yeah,
see,
but
now you're thinking, right?
That's like horns to vibrate. I was thinking that the lizard clamps onto your clit and vibrates, and that the horns go in the holes.
No.
I'm pretending that this is a hole.
Yeah, yeah, we know.
I just feel like 3 horns might be excessive.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to get a good picture.
Yeah, that's 3 horns. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of horns.
That's a tri-horn.
That's too much to put in my holes. But you
fingers
can make
in your mama like she was a bowling ball. That's a beautiful animal.
I don't even know what the logistics of this are.
Oh, look at him. Oh, yeah, look at that.
That's 2, but there's
coming at you.
That's too much.
I'm telling you, it would work.
Yes, that would work 2 around the clit, but I want the lizard to bite my clit. Thank you very much. I want the lizard to bite my clit, and then I don't know what there's no such thing as, but I want
maybe
the lizard.
That's surgery.
I want the lizard to bite my clit, and then put its horn in the hole.
Okay. Well, enjoy that.
Maybe 2 holes.
Oh my God.
What?
I had one other story before.
Is it unrelated?
Yeah, it is very unrelated. I'm just trying to get you up.
Oh, it is 9:30.
It's 9:30. Apparently, a submarine that went down looking for the
it's missing.
Titanic
I saw that. That's
missing.
creepy as shit.
It also says they have. When I read
5
this
people.
at about 6 o'clock, they had 72 hours of oxygen left. That's absolutely terrifying. But hopefully they can find them, get them back to service. It doesn't look good, but
do you think they're doing their Wim Hof breathing while they're in there?
Here's the thing. There's like that's I don't know.
Do they have some sort of GPS beacon on it? Don't they have an air tag?
You would think they would have a string going to the boat that dropped them off or something.
An air tag, perhaps? Maybe they got swallowed by a whale.
Kraken. The Kraken got them.
I don't know, but
But anyways, very serious. Like that kind of was upsetting. But
let's say a little prayer for the Titanic submarine people.
Well, people have to go see the Titanic because it's like not going to be there very much longer because it's just rusting out.
Maybe it's a sign that we should I don't know.
Maybe we should let the
visit tragedies. And just let the people be dead.
Wait a minute. You know what that was?
A Tragitor. Doug wants to invent a company called Tragitors where
I was going to use blimps and you fly over the tragedy area.
And you can drop things down like bags of rice for $10. So basically, he was going to come here last September. Drop us a bag of rice.
I'm telling you, it was
if you dropped rice in our pool, it would have made
mission
swamp rice.
It was a mission to supply aid and comfort to those on the ground.
You say so?
And
I don't see it.
What?
I don't see the
you
comfort.
Don't see it?
I just don't see. Yeah.
All right, you're standing. You're standing out in your yard.
You know what? When last time I saw the lights of the Goodyear blimp, it said "Ice Cube's a pimp." That's all I need to know.
Goodyear blimp is cool. It's over in Pompano Beach, Florida, right now at the Wingfoot Hangar.
You know you want to be there.
I am dying to go over there and see that. I have not seen one of the new ones, which are a lot bigger than the old ones. And they're the new ones are Zeppelins. They're not even blimps. They're actually rigid Zeppelins.
I thought you didn't like Zeppelin. Oh, it's sprinkler time.
It is. We got to go.
All right, so we got to do our gratitude real quick. I am grateful for your little turtle. It's amazing.
I am grateful for both my presents and a fantastic Father's
Day
yesterday.
I am grateful that Wesley loves you so much that he brought you a book that ruins my life, Wesley. And then
how does the moon cut his hair? He clips it.
I'm going to be
fantastic
needing more vibrators because I'm never going to have sex with this man again.
At least I'm going to be laughing.
For my little Triva fan. I'm actually also grateful for my little Triva therapist. I am grateful for my little neighbor friend down the street who chatted with me today.
That's
I'm
nice.
grateful. I don't even know who else I chatted with today. to be honest with you, this day has just been a blur. I'm grateful for the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. Oh, Charlie sent me a picture of the progress on his dome today. I don't know if he is here or if he plans to come. However, he did send me a dome picture today, and I don't imagine he will be. Owls.
Owl time.
There is the progress on Charlie's dome. So he has made himself pylons with tires. I believe there is cement inside of them, I hope. And he's starting to build a deck.
I think he's making a moon bounce out of plywood. So
I have my
could be
concerns
wrong.
about the biodome, but I also know that Charlie is a man of thought, and he will come up with things that he wants to do and be very happy about it. So I'm happy for Charlie. I'm grateful for Charlie. I'm grateful Anne is feeling somewhat better. I'm grateful for owl friends, and I'm always grateful for the people who come and watch and support the podcast.
I think he's in that bush right there.
What's up, little owl? He's probably looking for our rabbit. Tell the people what you're thankful for.
What, the owl? Hey, owl.
Tell the people you're thankful for the owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I have never made it without biting.
Biodome 3.
Better ask Mr. Owl. And
Okay.
I just asked him. He didn't say nothing.
Okay, so what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my Father's Day gifts. I'm grateful for
what I got you?
the one you got me.
Yeah, your Father's Day gift.
Oh, my barbecue takeout was lovely. Thank you.
And also,
I'm not going to comment about your on air.
you don't appreciate it?
I know I do very much so, but it's mine to appreciate. I tell you that I appreciate it. These folks would just assume that I appreciate it. I'm also
I
grateful.
think I need to find myself somebody who appreciates my holes a little bit more.
Well,
Thank you.
you're the one claiming that you
Mhm.
don't want any more because I read a dad joke or two or 100.
Okay, are you done with your gratitude?
I'm trying to think. There's a lot of stuff.
So say it.
I was so confused. I'm grateful for this podcast and all the people that tune in and make funny comments and appreciate our brand of humor. I'm also grateful that I got to spend time in nature today by skimming out the pool because it rained like crap yesterday, and then all the
Like
stuff
crazy.
ended
It was
up
good.
in-
We need it. We
up in the pool.
desperately need the rain.
So it was all good. It's all good here. I am tired. I kind of want to go to bed.
We're going to bed.
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
See you
Have
tomorrow.
a good night. Bye.
Bye.